This is as though in 1946 and 1947 and 1948 we'd had Henry Wallace instead of Harry Truman, and we'd had a president who said, you know, there is no KGB, there is no Comintern, the Soviet Union is not a threat, communism's okay, I don't think you should be worried about all these things. And that's where we are. We have an elite, frankly, in both parties, unwilling to tell the truth. You're not going to win this war if you can't tell the truth. You're not going to win this war if you can't admit it's a war.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who I suspect agrees wholeheartedly with what Newt Gingrich had to say. David Horowitz, founder and president of the David Horowitz Freedom Center and editor of FrontPage Magazine. David, how are you, sir?
I'm good, and I agree with everything that Gingrich said except comparing Obama to Henry Wallace. It's as though Alger Hiss was in the White House. That's how bad it is.
There you go. Well, you know, a new CNN poll just out today shows 58% of Americans believe the war against ISIS is going poorly. Duh. After your reaction to the beheading video and, you know, how it was orchestrated with the blood in the sea and the whole thing.
I've always said the Jews are just the canaries in the mine. What's happening to the Jews is going to happen to everybody. It was Pastor Niemoller who famously said, when they came for the Jews, I wasn't a Jew. When they came for me, it was too late. The slaughter of Christians, which Obama has really done nothing to obey. They don't even mention that these are Christians that they're slaughtering because they are Christians. It's exactly parallel to his, you know, he didn't himself claim it, but Josh Earnest did, that the attack on a kosher deli by a terrorist who said death to Israel and death to the Jews is a random attack on folks who happen to be in a supermarket.
Well, David, I just wanted to, David, make no mistake. Josh Earnest was answering because the day before or a couple of days prior in an interview, Obama said the same thing.
Well, I mean, this is par for the course. We don't name the victim, we won't name the perpetrators, and we won't identify the victims as targets of an out of this world racial, ethnic bigotry, religious bigotry. These Islamic bigots and Nazis, which is what they are. Gingrich is absolutely right. If you can't name them, you can't fight them. And Obama doesn't want to fight them. How clear does he have to make that? You know, Republicans are saying he has no strategy. He has a strategy. The strategy is to take this country down. The strategy is to aid and abet our enemies at every turn possible. The centerpiece of his foreign policy is to become friends with Iran. Iran, whose leaders lead the chants of death to America and death to Israel, whose leader, the Ayatollah Khomeini, is responsible for calling America the great Satan and Israel the little Satan. We have a fifth columnist in the White House, somebody who's sympathetic to our enemies and won't defend us. And we have a Republican Party and conservatives generally, actually, who are tongue-tied, silent, complicit. If you're not out there screaming that Obama has the blood of these Christians on his hands, he is doing nothing. He comes out, he claims that he's winning the war. Yeah, we're losing the, I mean, if 58% of the public can see that we're losing the war, we're losing the war.
Let me ask you, David, let me ask you real quick. We have about a minute and a half left, 1 minute left. The reports that the U.S. has stopped updating Israel on the negotiations with Iran.
He's a Jew hater. The President of the United States is a Jew hater. He hates Israel. How clear does that have to be? It's our only really dependable ally in the Middle East, the only democracy in the Middle East, and he attacks it, you know, daily. Israel is being punished, whereas Iran is being given nuclear weapons by this president. Obama is an outlaw president. When are people going to just start telling the truth?
David, always great to talk to you, sir.
But I think that's what
David, I hear it. I understand exactly what you're saying. There's never been a president like this one. That's for darn sure on so many levels. And we count the days until the end of the presidency, but it's a long way to go. Thank you, David Horowitz. Hey, folks, we're going to open the phone lines to our viewers in about 13 minutes from now at 4:40 Eastern to discuss the vicious beheadings of the 21 Egyptian Christians by ISIS and the rise of anti-Semitism in Europe. And if you want to weigh in on either of these two topics, call us toll-free, 844-741-3100, 844-741-3100.